Hello everyone, today we are looking at the Glyn Valley open wagons from Peco. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Kiln line. Today we are looking at another laser cut kit from Peco. As voted by yourselves on Instagram, we are going with the open wagons this time. But something funny has happened over the Christmas period. I've left them up here and they seem to have multiplied. Thanks to my parents and my brother, I now have another rake of these to build. So I am going to build 5 of these wagons off camera, with one of them being built on screen just so you can see how it's put together, and we will go from there. But first, let's get one of these boxes open and see what's inside. So we've got to open the nice boxes that's in here. Now I've got to be careful because last time when I did the tipper wagons, wheels went everywhere. So we will just carefully take these out. So we've got 6 wheels. Six very nice metal wheels. Some rodding and some bearings, which I'll need for the wheels eventually. 6 sets of couplings, similar to the tipper wagons again. These were very, very good, though brittle, so I've got to remember that when I build these. 6 sprues, so to speak. 5 sprues. There was 6 with the other ones, sorry about that. It looks like they fit a few onto... Oh no, there is 6. I just got them. There's just 2 stuck together. There we go. Right, so let's put those down there. And then we look at the instructions, which seem even less complicated than the tipper wagons were, which is great for me because it means I can knock these things out. So cool. Right, we'll get these separated into separate piles for each of the wagons. Now I actually know I've got all of it here. Oh, almost lost a wheel. Never a good thing. Okay. Got the instructions, got the kit. Let's get one of these built, shall we? Before I get to this, I thought I would just walk you through which tools I'm using for this particular build. We are using a pair of side cutters, a very sharp scalpel because there are certain things you need it for, like to cut things out the sprues, a needle file, some copy decks or PVA, whichever you prefer, some super glue for gluing the couplings in, and some various different types of clamping methods. This particular kit requires sandwiching pieces of wood together, and obviously you need something there to help the material set, the glue set on the material. So yeah, 2 if not more of these would be great for this particular kit. Okay, after that little quick time lapse, we now have the basis for the wagon. I'm just waiting on the copy decks to get a bit more tacky. You can see all the white bits, they will turn clear and they will be able to be peeled off, so that's what the copy decks is very good for. It looks like there's a bit of overspill, but that'll soon come off with a knife after it's all been finished. Yeah, let's carry on with the build and let's put the sides on. This is the bit that you require the clamps for. because you're putting two flat bits of wood against each other, and it can be a bit depending on how long they've been in storage or whatever, because you can see that they are not entirely flat, which obviously isn't great for gluing, so that's where the clamps come in useful. Let's crack on then. Alright, so I've got as far as I can with the main shell of the main body of the wagon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on the couplings now. There's a little bit of a knack to these, as I found out by building one or two of the others. It's that these NEM couplings do not fit in these properly. If you try and force them through, they just snap. So what I've had to do is I've had to make some slight modifications to these on the other one that I made, which I will show you as I go through the build. So without further ado, let's get these couplings put together, and I'll also cut these bits out as well. Well, these are the bits where the NEM sockets fit. The socket at the bottom of these parts, little hole, that's the ones that I'm using because they obviously go further inside the chassis than the outer ones, so I want them to be as close coupled as possible. Yes, let's get this wagon built, I guess, and we'll get the couplings all sorted. Okay, now we're at this point, I'm just going to show you what I mean by this. When it focuses, you can see, you can push it in, but it only gets so far and then gets stuck. When the first one I built, I managed to break the whole coupling because I was trying to force it in. After that, I realised that it wasn't going to go through. It's just way too tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice, use the scalpel just to cut one of these notches off, which makes it a little bit easier, and I recommend doing this before you put the coupling in, because otherwise you can't, well, the hook on, otherwise you can't put it through because you've got nowhere to put your finger. I know I've got relatively girly hands, thin fingers and all that, so I can just about fit my finger in there to push it in, but I entirely recommend you do that, because if you try and force that through there, it ain't gonna go. It's tight there. That is as far as it'll go. So yeah, let's I'll do that, then I'll show you the end result. Okay, well, I've just cut that, and then we'll put it in there like this. It goes upside down on these, so the coupling is on the correct side of the D, and the coupling, there you go, goes through, and there is enough friction in there to hold that in position. That is not coming back out again unless I force it. So yeah, don't try and push it through with both the locking things in, because you will just break the coupling, and it doesn't, unfortunately these kits don't come with spares, so yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, and there we have it. 2 focus NEM couplings. I'll show you that one because it seems to be what it wants to focus on. So yeah, these will then go upside down underneath the chassis and will allow me to couple my wagons together. So what we're going to do now is wait for that to dry and then put the other sides on. Well, I've got a confession to make. For the past 10 minutes, I've just been putting the sides on, putting the bits where the couplings go on there and there, and I went to go and pause it to do this little update, and realised that I haven't even pressed record. Rookie mistake. Some may say I'm a rookie, and I am, so they'd be right, and I've just made a rookie mistake. But hey ho, we have a wagon with the plain sides on this side. We have the holes where the couplings go at the moment, and on the other side as well. This is just gluing. Then what the idea is, I've put these sides on the outside there. These are bowed, as you can see, quite substantially. So I put those on there, clamp them on. They take about 10 minutes to dry each side, so I will do that next, and then I will put the couplings on, and then I will put the wheels on, and then we will give it a run. So, without further ado, let's get at it. Okay, right, we got the wagon upside down, and this could mean only one thing. We have got to do something underneath the chassis, of course. Right, well, in this case, we've just got to do the very minor brake rigging. So we've got to attach these bits and one of these plastic rods here through that hole, because this number 11 on the sprue is the brake shoe, and that only goes onto one wheel set. And then obviously you've got your ratchet thing that the brake lever sits on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put that on, and let's get this wagon on the final stretch. Okay, we have the brake rigging all fitted now. I'm just waiting for the copy decks to dry a little bit before we mount the wheels and the couplings. The couplings will be mounted using, well, you can use copy decks, but it takes a bit longer to dry, or you can use super glue, which is also just as good. And we can get this thing on the track and test it. It will need a bit of cleaning up with just taking some of the excess copy decks off that's accumulated on where the bits have been pressed together. But aside from that, this thing is pretty much ready for its test run. So we will do that as soon as I've fitted the wheels and the couplings. Let's go! And after that very short time lapse, we have now fitted the wheels and the couplings. I've used copy decks, and I will again use, you can see there's quite a lot here, is to make sure these couplings do not come out, but I will use my trusty scalpel to remove any excess afterwards. The last bit I want to go over is that the kit itself has these, these little square bits for covering up the bearings. See, I quite like the idea of being able to see the bearings, so this will go straight in the bin bucket. And we are going to get this on the track, and we'll run it with the rest of the rake. Let's see these things running. In summary, this kit seems like a step up from difficulty compared to the tippers, but was still fairly simple to construct. The instructions were precise enough to follow and well thought through by the manufacturer. The wagons are very nice models once constructed and follow on as an affordable way to build a rake of wagons. Aside from the issues with the couplings, which if you know what you're doing you can get around, this kit is wonderful and gave me a lot of fun building. Well done, Peco. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell and even comment if you want to see or hear more from the Kiln line.